Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays episode 319. And today we are going to do the witch's hat. And see, this is how big it is. You can actually wear it. So this is what we're going to do today. So it might take a little bit longer to do. I have my hot glue gun heating up. I have all the pieces. So what I'll kind of do is I'll get the pieces ready and then we'll put the hat together. So it's going to be fun. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So welcome. So yeah, I have to get an implant. So that tooth is the tooth that the dentist thought it was. It's a different tooth. And it's part of my bridge. Oh my gosh. So it's always something, right? Anyways. So yeah, I'm just going to put that out there. So hopefully I won't have a big hole. Hopefully I'll be able to put something there over the hole. Can you imagine? If I got a big old hole, I'll be talking like this, or I'll just go back to talking hands and you won't see my face. All right, so let me stop blabbing so we can get to this cute hat. So close your eyes for a second while I get my camera adjusted. Okay, so I already showed you the hat, so I'm just going to put that off to the side because I want to get my pieces ready. All right, so let's see here. Let's get all our little things out. So we have a couple pins and we have cute little eyeball. Oh my gosh, that eyeball is adorable. Makes me want to order some of these. Look how cute that eye is. All right. What else do we have? We also have, all right, bag. We have some paint, I believe. I'm just taking everything out of the bags. All right. We have some wire. We have our ribbons. Looks like cheesecloth. And some pretty ribbons. Now I raised my camera up, so I'm a little bit further away than I have been, just so that you can see what I'm doing. Because this is kind of big. I might bring the camera back down. I'll just raise it when we get to the hat part because we have all of these pieces that need to be messed with. And then there's two little blings. So I'll put those in my little coffee cup. Look at my cute little coffee cup. Isn't it adorable? It's just this little, I don't even drink coffee, but it's so cute. It's so retro. All right. So what I'm going to do is, like normal, I am going to speed my camera up while I get these things ready, just to save a little bit of time. right, so I have everything punched out. And I have kept these because look how cute these are. Like if I go like cut, cut. These are just some really fun little shapes. So I just kind of want to, this kind of reminds me of Charlie Brown, right? On his t-shirt. And these kind of remind me of teeth. So I'm just going to set those aside. I may never do anything with them. I also kept this because this could be a stencil. So I just put that aside. All right. So I need these. I'll probably hang on to this because this might be able to be a stencil too. So I'm just going to, you know, just keep it. I'm not going to throw it away just yet. Okay, so here's the instructions, and I just kind of went over them a little bit. All right. So this stuff right here, I need this finger dauber. This stuff right here looks like it's not glue. It's like a gold paint. Okie dokie then. So I'm just gonna take my whatchamacallit, what is this? My silicone. Because we want to put some gold on these as well as the flowers and stuff. So I think I'm actually going to get a pair of gloves. Okay, I think I'm just going to wear one glove so I have this one free because this is what's going to be holding the paper. I also want to get a little grid sheet. Alrighty, so let me just squirt some of this onto here. And I'm just going to put, I don't want it to be overly gold or copper, whatever this is. But look how cool that looks. All right. So this will just keep my manicure looking pretty good. I mean, I just do my own nails, but still, I don't want to have to redo them so soon. All right, so I'm just going to put this, I don't know if it goes on everything. No, this goes in the back, so that doesn't need it. That doesn't need it. And leave that needs it. So this, actually it's drying really fast, whatever the heck it is. But it's kind of a neat looking stuff. I'm not a big gold person, but that is like more coppery. It's very, very pretty. Now this is already, let's see. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother putting that on there. All right, but we do want it on our, whatchamacallit. But see what I mean? It dries pretty quick. So it doesn't give you a lot of time to spread it around. And I'm keeping it off the edges. I just kind of want to emphasize that center. That looks pretty good. Now we need to put it on these. And these are going to make a lolly. You know what a lolly is, right? I mean, you could call it so many different things, but I usually just call them lollies. And I've made them before. But this is kind of nice because this already comes with the, it's already got all the scores. They're easy enough to make on your own, though. You just have to score your paper. And then you make it as long as you want. You can make your scores as thick as you want. It really just depends on what kind of a lolly that you're going for. And when I start making it, you'll go, okay, I know what you're talking about. But, and I made a bunch when I did my banner, my Halloween banner a few years ago with the cute little stockings and witch's feet. Okay, so I'm just putting that around so you can kind of see it's kind of getting that on there. So this would be kind of neat to have in the store, this gold stuff, whatever it is. Maybe it's similar to, I don't know if we still have those little bottles of Pearl-Ex or whatever the heck it was called. Remember years ago we had radiant pearls? Remember that? So it might be similar to that. Because there is a pearlescent look to it. Okay. I probably should also have a bowl of ice water. So when you're using your hot glue gun, it's a good idea to have a bowl of water with ice in it. So because I see myself, you know, getting in the hot glue, and then you just quickly put your finger in there and it stops your skin from burning off. All right, so there's that. And I also want to do it to these flowers. Maybe I'll leave it lay down so I don't bend it up. This so makes me think of Wednesday Addams. I've not watched the new season. Maybe it's not even new. I shouldn't even say that. It's probably been out for months. But I watched a couple of them. And I haven't watched the whole thing. I just finally watched all of Mad Men. And hopefully you've been able to see what I'm doing. Gosh darn it, Diana. You're not even in the screen. So I finally finished that. So now I can go back to binge watching Bones. I had to just kind of take a break from Bones. There wasn't as many seasons of Mad Men as Bones. All right. This is such a cool hat. And I can't wait to put it on my little witch pumpkin. But I'll probably wear it like on Halloween Day. Because we have, you know, some of the neighbors' kids come over. So it'll be kind of fun to wear it. I also have, surprise, surprise, vampire teeth that actually glue over top of my real teeth. I have a little thing about vampires. All right. So yeah, the whole dentist thing, it's like, oh man. And it's where my bridge is. And I haven't had the bridge, but maybe a couple years. And now we're gonna have to cut into that, and oh, it's not good. Sometimes I'm like, just pull them all out. All right. So that's got a little bit on there. So I think, oh, and I also want to add a little bit to these really cute cards. And then I think I am done with this coppery stuff. I love this. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. So it does look cool, adding that little bit of gold and shimmer or copper or whatever. It just kind of makes it aged a little bit. And then there's this really pretty purple one. I like how it's on both sides. So no matter what edge or which side you're looking at the hat, it's all going to look nice. You're not going to have the big white, side or whatever. Right, so I think that's good for that. All right, so I kept my fingers pretty clean. I'm not going to do it on the spider. Okay, so let's hope I did it all. All right, so now what we're going to do, all right, so let me get this off of here for one thing. And then hopefully that will dry. And I'll be able to wash that off of there. All right. So now we're going to let's do our lollies. So these are, you just basically fold on the score lines. So you go hill, valley, hill, valley, hill, valley, back and forth. Oh, I'm going to need my silicone mat again. Back and forth, back and forth. And you kind of bring it all together. Come on. Okay. And then just kind of give it a good squeeze and get it good and creased. I am going to take a little bit of that gold. I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge here. You might not see that. That might be the back side. Set that one aside. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Hill, valley, hill, valley. And this is a nice thick paper as well, because sometimes if you do it, like I've done these with cardstock, I've done them with designer series paper. So if you do them with designer series paper, they look really cool, right? Depending on what kind of pattern and whatever. But sometimes with the designer series paper, you have to be careful when you score. You don't want to score so deep that you actually tear it. So, you know, just kind of watch that. But I've done some really cool ones. And then, like I said, by the time you fold them and glue them, that pattern from the designer series paper can leave a really, really cool look on them. All right. So, let me see here. I need to get my other, oh, here it is. I'm like, where's my other silicone? All right, so we want my other silicone. So that looks good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to glue that in there like that. Because I want to keep that Hill Valley or whatever. All right. So I'm just going to put a little hot glue. And I could probably have used green tip glue for this. Because I probably didn't need hot glue for this part, but that's okay. All right. So then what we do, we're going to bring this together. So now we have like two of them together. So it's going to be a real long. Ah! I'm just going to glue this. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one together as well. Okay. Make sure that's dry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in. So I'm bringing these in like this. And it makes a lolly. Another reason why it's nice that it's like a thicker cardstock. All right, so we have this. Now this is basically your lolly. And I'm going to put, hang on a second. I want to make sure I'm putting the right thing on the lolly. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's these. Pretty sure it's these right here. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and don't burn yourself. All right, so we're going to go like this. Oh my gosh, it's stuck to the table. All right, hold on a second. And guess who didn't get the ice water? Okay, so this is just going to go right on here like that. And you're not going to see these. I need to turn my heat gun down. Heat gun. It does not need to be on high because it is scalding. All right. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to put one over here too. Scalding, scalding. All right. So there's our lolly. And okay, let's just set that aside. Oh, let's do our flowers. So we have, I think we have small and big, right? Are these all the same size? Sometimes when you're looking at things like visually, they look like the same size, but then they're not. All right, let's see here. See, these are all the same size, but when you kind of looked at them, when you're popping them out, they look like a big and a little. All right, so we are just going to put these together. Now it does come with black dimensionals. All right. Okay. So we're just going to basically put a little glue dot, a little dab of glue, and then we're just going to stagger them. I'm going to use this. Sit on my finger. Okay. Again, just kind of stagger them. So kind of like how we did the flowers the other day. All right. And then we have these. So this is going to go there. This is going to go there. And there. Okay, let me look at the directions again. All right. So these are going to go back here. And I think that's just to just give them a little stability. And then I didn't put any gold on those. I can see it a little bit, and I don't want to see it. But I think by the time we get done, we won't be able to. So I'll do this one this way instead. It kind of helps me so I don't see that on the front. But like I said, if you can, it's okay. Yeah. It's not as hot now since I turned it down. All right. So we have those. And then we have these, which go with these. So we have our bling. The bling And they put the bling here. Like in here, and then this is going to wrap around. Right. And I think this black thing is, yeah, it's black on both sides. So, all right. These are really pretty blings. Okay. And then this is just going to wrap around here like this. See how it kind of wraps around? So I'm going to wrap it and then get my glue maybe. Or maybe not. All right, hold on a second. Let me just get, this is where I'm going to put my fingers. All right. We're just going to put some glue and start to wrap. You have to be smarter than the thingy. There we go. You have to just get that first loop. Okay. And then very carefully, some glue dot, or I mean hot glue. And then continue to wrap. Now I didn't put any gold on this, so I might put it on after I get it like wrapped. So it's just on the ends there. Probably should have used my smaller glue gun. I have one that has like a little skinnier tip. This is the one I use when I do the molds. So I like it to have a lot of glue when I do the molds. All right. We'll just clean all that glue off of there. I also could have used, I'm trying to think if I have any black hot glue. Because if you can use a color glue that you're using paper-wise, it makes it so much easier. All right. So can you see inside there? You could see that little jewel in there. And then that is going to go on here like that. Okay. And then, whoops. Maybe if I actually make the glue be where this thing is. Trying to be in too much of a hurry. All right. Let's see if I have any more of that gold. So I'm just going to put a little gold on the ends of these little things. And this goes here. Okay. Uno. And we'll do the same thing with this one. I can't wait to do the eyeball one. Remember years ago I did a really cute Halloween thingy, and I got these black flowers. I don't know if I still have it or not. I might have given it away. And it had these eyeballs, and I did a really cute little decor with them. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're just going to, like I said, get the first couple of loops done so that it gives your paper something to actually glue to. Although my glue comes out better with my heat gun if it's not on low. But it doesn't burn my fingers. I have the fan going, so it's like drying before I can get to it. Let's put it back on high. And then what's cool is you can use all these glue strings as spider webs. I did that one year. I made a tree, a Halloween tree, and then I just kept putting glue around, and then oucha, oucha, and then letting the strings go, and it looked so cool because it did. It just looked like a bunch of cobwebs. I'm just gonna roll it. Okay. Then we'll get a little bit more of that gold. So hopefully it'll come off my nails. All right. I'm sure it will. All right. Center. And then the flower. And then we will bend these up, you know, the flower petals, but I'm just leaving them flat for now. All right. And now the fun one. Not that those weren't fun, but this eyeball. I wonder if everybody got a green eye. All right. So we have our eyeball. Like I said, I need to look and see. Like, it looks so realistic, doesn't it? My gosh. So cool. All right. So it's got a little bit of sticky. Just peel that off of there. And then it goes right on there. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to, you know, wrap it around. Oh, that is so cool. Whoa. All right. Doesn't take much to get me excited, does it? All right. So we're going to just wrap this around. This one is probably going to be easier just because that eyeball is bigger than the bling. So it kind of takes the space of the black cardstock. So I'm just going to keep wrapping it. So it kind of is easier now that I'm on my third one to just kind of roll it along on the paper. That's why I do this first. So then then you'll go, oh, okay, do this, not that. It kind of reminds me of a little crown. Right? Doesn't it look like a little crown? So yeah, so by the time we get all our dental stuff done, we're going to be driving almost like new vehicles in our mouths. It's ridiculous. All right. There is that with a lot of glue. Oh my gosh. Look how cool. All right, let me get some more of that gold stuff. So cool. All right. So let me get my directions. Okay. All right. So this 31. So we'll put our dealy bobs over there. Oh, look what I forgot. Oh my gosh, Dinah, I forgot my thing. I'm like, what the heck? All right, let's see if I can get this off of there. So I got this off of there. That would not have been good. My favorite one, and then I would mess it up. All right. So we put this, because the other ones I put it on here. Diana. All right. And then we'll bend the flowers after. Okay. Whew. Another reason why I like hot glue over tear tape too. All right, so we want, okay, not this. Yes. This and this. So this goes on here. Okay, so this goes on here. Like that. And then the 31 goes there. Okay. And then we have these pins. All right, so we have these pins and the spiders. So the spider is going to go on this pin. And I could use a glue dot. I'm just going to use the actual glue. All right, so I'm going to put a little dab of glue, and then our spider. And then I think we put the spider on each side. All right, hold on a second. Yeah. So I think what we do is we turn this like that because there's two spiders. And we go like this. Right? So that the spider hides and it makes him look extra creepy because, and they did put him on with those black dimensionals, but I'm just going to use the glue dots. And if I'm doing it wrong, if I'm supposed to put this spider somewhere else, I'm not going to worry about it because I kind of like hiding the back of that stick, even though it's silver. Okay. And then it's going to go like on the 31. Yeah, and then it's going to go like in here. Let me take this back off. These are like hat pins. So he's going to go in here. So I'm not going to have the back be in there. I'm just going to put a little hot glue. And I'm just going to glue them in there. Like that. Like that. All right. So that guy's done. Okay. These need to get folded up. And then when I do the hat, I'm going to have to raise my camera up because I did bring it down so you could see a little better of what I was doing, like close up. Okay. This is for the ribbon because there's two hat pins. So one had this circle for the spider to be glued on, and then this other one is going to have the ribbon on it. Okay, so I'm just kind of bringing those forward. Now you could wet these and soften that paper up a little bit. All right, so those are done. All right, then we have our ribbons. So you have these three pretty ribbons, and they're going to get put on this right here. So I'm just going to tie them. You get it started, and then we'll put that pin back in there. Gosh, Diana. It could have been a little bit longer. Okay, so now we're just going to put this in here. And then it kind of holds them because it's got that hook. All right, so I'm really tightening that up. All right, and then I'm going to mess with these later. I just kind of wanted to get that done. So we'll have this left over. So we won't be using that. All right, so we want this and this. So now we need to get to putting it together on the hat. All right, so let me move my camera a little bit. Hopefully you can see better at this angle. All right, you can also see the computer. All right, so we have this wire. Holy moly! And that is spring loaded. Did you see that come out of there? Good Lord, be careful. All right. So we have this really cute, it looks like a slinky, or it's a real pretty jewelry. All right, so we're just gonna kind of, let's see, I want to straighten it out a little bit. But I also want to keep some of the curls because we're going to wrap it around the hat. So I don't want it to be totally straight. So I'm just kind of pulling it like that. So see, it's still got some spring to it, but it's a bigger circle. All right, so now we're going to take this end. Okay, so maybe if I try to put it in the side, I was trying to put it in the very top where all of that thick material is. So what you want to do is you want to kind of put it on the side where the material is there. All right, so we're just going to stick that in there. Then I can see it inside the hat. So see, you can see it in there. And I'm just going to wrap it around something. All right, start it with that. And I'm just going to wrap it. So I'm just kind of, I want it to be so that it won't come out of the hole. So that just kind of thickens it up a little bit. So it won't come out of the hole. All right. There you go. Now, if you're going to wear it, just make sure you know that there's that wire up there. So you don't want it poking in your head. So that's why I'm going to pull it all the way out. And then we're simply going to wrap it around the hat. As I say simply, hold on a second. I'm looking at the clock. How long is this taking? All right. So we're just going to wrap this around. This copper is such a pretty color. All right. So just keep wrapping it, wrapping it, wrapping it. I probably should have pulled it straighter. Okay, there we go. So see how that's wrapped around there? All right, now there is a seam. Here's the seam. All right, so I'm just gonna try and get this back here. Where the seam is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up cutting that. I just want to cut this flat thing. And then I'm going to wrap this again and just kind of give me a nice little twisty. The hat is very light, so it's just like keeps following me around. So we'll figure out what to do with that because that's the back. All right. And then we're going to take and we're going to hot glue. I kind of actually like that little swirly thing. All right, so I'm going to put a little hot glue on the hat and poke my wire down so it stays. I'm just blowing on it so that, you know, it can dry. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing here. Poke that down. Get the strings. All right, and then that will just kind of keep my wire. All right, so let's get our back. All right, that's the back. Then we have this cheesecloth kind of stuff. Look at my messy desk. All right, so this is our cheesecloth. And this is going to wrap around. Let's see how many times I can wrap it around. So I'm going to wrap it around like that. Okay. And then I'm going to tie it here. And kind of tuck my ends in. And I kind of like all these strings. I'll probably pull some of these strings. They kind of remind me of, you know, more cobwebs or whatever. So I'm just opening this up to make it be a little bit thicker because we are going to glue the flowers. We're going to glue our stars. Right. I just want to keep being aware of the back. All right, that is the back. All right, so we have these stars. Now they have you putting the stars on with the dimensionals, like those black dimensionals. But since I'm using the hot glue, I'm just using the hot glue. And, oh, here it is. I'm like, where's my other star? All right, so we have a big star and some smaller stars. So put that on there. Oh my gosh, that really hurt. Okay. And then we'll turn it and try not to burn my hands again. Holy moly. Ow. It's still burning. Where's my ice water? Oh. I think I need to stick my hand in my ice water. Hang on. Oh, that's a nice red one. All right. So, that looks kind of poopy. Kind of a little poopy how I did that because I wasn't paying attention. But that's why we have that extra gold. And I'm just going to add some more gold, but I got to get more gold. All right, so let's try this again. Holy moly. All right, so we have some small stars. So let's go this way. Let's go this way instead. All right, so we have a small star. I still stand by doing it with the hot glue. All right. So if you do it from the front, it's a lot easier than that. All right, so 1, 2, and for the life of me, I can't tell where the other, I do not see the other star. So we'll just wait on the other star. All right, now we want our 31. I'm trying to make sure you can see what the heck I'm doing. All right, so then we have our 31. That's going to go right there. Now, they tied it, if you see right here, they tied it so it's like this. I don't really want that. I mean, I could, but I think I just want it to be plain. I don't think I want that tie. So that's why I did it over there. All right, so we have our 31. So that's going to get glued on the hat. Let me put some more glue in my gun. All right, so we have that. I need to put more glue in my glue gun. All right. So we have that. Then we have, oh yes, that's why I wanted these curly cues, but it's too late now. All right, so this little curly cue thing that I made here, that is what I wanted to hook my cards in, right? So these cards are supposed to be hooked into that curly cue thing. So, and we totally still could, so they could be like on the back of the hat. All right, not a big deal. Not a big deal. That's why we have the hot glue gun. All right, so we have this and this, because I'm just going to stick them there. They don't have to be with that wire. All right. So I'm going to put my flowers first. So we have the flowers. We have our stick pin, which is going to end up going in here. All right, so let's do the flowers first. So they have the flowers kind of like laying flat on the hat, but I kind of want a little bit more dimension, so I think I'm going to go like that. All right. And then it will also hide how I did the oh, this is nice. So you're having to stare at that. So I apologize for that. So somebody was probably screaming, "Move the mic! Move the mic!" There we go. So I have that. And then it's going to be hiding that thing. Where I put that knot. Okay. So the front. I don't want to put these too much to the side because, you know, we want to see how cool they are from the front. That eyeball is so neat. Then we can add our other star. We can add our cards. So basically, I'll just put that star maybe on towards the back. So there's a little bit going on in the background. We also have to do our ribbon. And what's cool is basically you can do your own thing, right? Like you don't have to make it be identical. All right, this is going to go in here. Looks good. So I'm just going to put some hot glue. I mean, you could poke it through the hat. I mean, it is a hat pin, but I'm just going to glue it in there. Okay. Like that. And then we have our cards. So I think the cards can kind of go in there. So I'm going to actually glue them together. Just put a little glue to kind of keep them together. There we go. And then or maybe I can put them over here. Let's see. All right, I'm going to put them over here. Put my hand inside the hat. And this is when we play around with all the little things. Okay. And then I'm going to put, so I have this other star. So I'm going to put it over here. There. So, and I'm looking around and I think I have used everything. So here is that cute little hat. And then this is kind of neat, right? How it boings and boings. So I have attached it. Now it doesn't look too bad from the back. So we do have this. So remember, if I didn't move that curly thing over, I could have hooked those cards into it. But really, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be in any of the wiser. But so there is, now I'm just going to put a little hot glue here just to kind of keep that card together there. So it kind of stays within the shape of the hat. There we go. And then it might be fun to add some, so I'm going to put a little hot glue just to kind of keep those ribbons there. So I'll just kind of squeeze that around that hot glue. And I could cut them and fray them, which I think would be really, really cute. But they're not super long, so I'm just going to like leave them like that for now. And I do want to trim, excuse me, I am going to trim this away. So here is the cute little hat. Now what I want to do real quick is I'm going to get some red bling. Okay, so I just grabbed some deer dots. Now these are retired, but you could use, whatever. But I just want to get a little bit of red, and I want to put it, because this doesn't come with bling except for what we've already used. But I'm going to put it on I'm trying to think, where is it on the Black Widow? Is it on her butt or up here? I can't remember. I think it's kind of on her belly or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just going to put a little red on my spider just to kind of emphasize, how scary she is. But I love how that turned out. Okay, let me say see you later, alligator. But first, let me show you the finished hat. And I put it on my pumpkin witch lady. And look how cute. So here is the finished hat. I think it turned out really, really fun. And I love that eyeball on that flower. So yeah, so look at her. She is like so happy. My hat is finally done. Oh, but let me show you my friends. All right, so let me show you her friends. All right, so this is the other pumpkin. So I put a hat. Now, I didn't make these hats. My friend Rhonda from Lola's Gnomes made this hat, but I just had to put it on this guy so that, he had a hat too. Doesn't it look cute? And then I actually got this other hat and I put it on my Boo mug, but you can also turn it. And the hat has like a face on it, so you can kind of turn it like that. But anyways, there we go. But these are so cute. So these, like yesterday I showed you, I just kind of took that still of the stuff on my country farm table in the center of my studio. So this stuff is just sitting there for now because I'm not sure, where to put it. But like I said, I think I'll just leave those two pumpkins out all year or till I get tired of seeing them because they just are so stinking cute. Now I won't have the hats on them, obviously. They just have the hats on them, now. But this one kind of makes me think of the Mini Pearl because it's got like this little tag on there. But anyways, so hopefully you enjoyed making the hat, and I hope you were able to get one of these kits while they're still available because I have a feeling that they will run out. And they are just so adorable. But so like I said, I'll probably put it on for Halloween, but for now my little witchy poo is wearing it. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I can't even see the computer with all this stuff on my desk. So I will see you Friday for my Dies Shorts, and that will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And I am going to be doing more with the Santa's hat. I'm just going to play around with it. I think I want to try some paper piecing with it and see how that works, just because it's so cute. So anyways, all right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you Friday and have a good week. All right. Bye for now.